Hello users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All. This is a series in which I talk about politics and how much I fucking hate Beto O'Rourke, also known as Beto O'Dork, LMFAO, ha ha ha. And anyway, so I didn't see this one coming. I have to say this one, when I saw Beto was trending, I was watching the new episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I finished the ep. I'm feeling good. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Maybe not literally, but it was also really funny. And then I go on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on Twitter? And yeah, Beto endorses Joe Biden. There was a conversation. I am old enough to remember this conversation, but there was a conversation where we were talking about how Beto, we being people on the internet, we're talking about how Beto was, 2018, he was pretty cool. About to beat Ted Cruz. About to be a senator. And then he ran for president, and it was super confusing, because he could have just ran for Senate again against John Cornyn in Texas, and it was super confusing. He ran for president, and he was trying to go into that progressive lane he was trying to do. Oh, Medicare for all. And then it turned into Medicare for America. And he was saying, I'm going to ban every gun and we're going to take them all. And then he dropped out. And I remember people saying, oh, Beto's the new Bernie. He's the same thing as Bernie, but younger. Which, of course, that was stupid. He has a background of being fucking owned by oil companies. But that's not important right now. He was the new Bernie. And now, after being basically behind the scenes for at least 4 months or so, maybe 6 months, I don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a long election cycle so far, and we're just getting started in the primaries. And he comes out as Bernie is starting to lead Texas. He comes out the night before Super Tuesday. I don't know how this is going to affect the race. Oh Jesus, it's so annoying. It's so annoying because it's one of those things where this is it. This is the alignment. This is how it's going to shape up. This is it. They're going in full strategic, I'm going to fuck Bernard in the ass mode. And it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not shocked. It's surprising but not shocking, I have to say. Wow. You know what I mean? It's just super wow. Wow. They're pulling out all the stops. All these people are so selfish, so psychopathic. 68,000 people die every year because they don't have access to health coverage or health insurance. And these people are coalescing. They're plotting. They're doing all that they can to ensure that those people are going to die. You have people like Nancy Pelosi say that the coronavirus vaccine will cost $3,000. You have people going to see if they have the coronavirus and then being in debt $4,000. Like, this country is in shambles. It's totally possible that the coronavirus can, kill a relatively sizable chunk of the population, especially in our country because we don't have fucking health care. And I don't want to be like a conspiracy theorist, right? I'm really high right now, by the way, so I'm a little mellow compared to what I would be if I weren't, but I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist or anything. But wow, you know what I mean? It's almost like a lot of this is on purpose. Like, it's almost like the coronavirus happening, and everyone coming out for Biden, while Biden is just melting on camera. He's melting live. You know what I mean? It's hell on earth. This is one of those moments where this is quite literally hell on earth. There are 3 scenarios that come out of this. That I see. Bernie gets a plurality and gets the nomination. Now, I guess there's a fourth scenario where he gets a majority. It's looking less likely as things go on, that he gets that majority. But, I mean, so I guess there's technically 4 options, but I'm going to go with the 3 options that are not best case scenario, I suppose. Bernie gets a plurality. They maybe try to steal it, but they end up failing. Whatever happens, they do not steal the nomination, and Bernie's the nominee. And we beat Trump, and we get the society that we have crumbling here in late-stage capitalism back on track. Biden somehow manages to bring it back, win a plurality or a majority or whatever, without cheating, and become the nominee, and then just will get demolished by Donald Trump. And I know that Biden polls relatively well against Donald Trump. In some areas he's polling better than Sanders, but in most areas Sanders is polling better than him. But the problem is, once you get into a general, Biden will be demolished. That's the thing, is his brain is literally rotting to the point where he can't, like, he doesn't know who the president of China is. He doesn't know what day it is. He thinks he's running for Senate. You know, he's crumbling as a human being. And so, like, it would really be one of those situations where a vice president is super important. You know the vice president's going to be one of these fuckers. Who even knows at this point? Or then you have Bernie gets the plurality, and they steal it, and Biden also loses. But at the same time, it's the complete destruction of the Democratic Party. And in that situation, when you have Trump re-elected, he'll be stronger than ever. He's already stronger than ever in his strength and his ability to get awful things done. You give him that re-election, and if they steal the nomination, it could be in a landslide that the Democrats lose. It could look something like the Reagan map. In a lot of, like, if you just completely destroy the young people in the party, you completely destroy at least 40% of the party that votes for Sanders. If you completely destroy that, you've got nothing left. And, like, again, if they steal the nomination, I will never vote for a Democrat ever. It'll take some serious, I'll probably turn into like a, I don't do politics, man, kind of person, because seriously, this shit is fucking, Jesus, it's hard to fathom, honestly, because seeing everything happen will just be bizarre as it occurs. But, a nightmare scenario is a Trump re-election. It's the formalization of fascism, and it will be, again, the travel ban, the coronavirus leading to a lot of racism and stigmas in the society, a re-powered, re-emboldened Donald Trump. Who knows what, and then, like, the Democratic Party collapsing, who knows what would happen in 2022 with elections at that point, if, the Democratic Party couldn't get itself back on the wheels, which I don't think would happen, so you'd see even more losses. We could turn, it's really, and I don't mean to be, super conspiratorial here. This is just, I'm rambling at this point. It's only been 9 minutes. I feel like it's been like 5 hours, but I'm really high right now. Man, no, it would destroy the Democratic Party for sure. Who knows, like, if it's, an accelerationist strategy, but at the same time, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people in this country that will probably die over the course of this time period, not to mention the millions of people overseas, not to mention the climate change. That climate change is going to, especially if you do another 4 years from this point, we're looking at mass extinction shit right here. So, like, it's one of those things where Bernie is the compromise. Like, there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, Elizabeth Warren's the compromise." Like, no. Bernie is the compromise. That's what they don't understand. It's Bernard, or we set everything on fire. And it's one of those things where I don't necessarily mean I'm gonna, you're gonna throw Molotov cocktails through fucking suburban homes or anything. That's stupid. That's dumb. But what it means is there's gonna be a very coordinated, and probably at first uncoordinated, but at some point in the near future, at that point, there's going to have to be a very coordinated strike, of some capacity. You just have to completely shut down the supply chain. There's a lot of options there, and we should be doing this as it is. But at the same time, like, how much more of a beating can the poor and the suffering in this country and all over the world? How much more can they take? Before things get to another revolutionary standpoint. Like, the empire is in full swing, and especially if you give that 4 more years of neoconservative ghouls running foreign policy, it's hard to imagine the United States crumbling, but I mean, if it did, this is definitely a precipice to it. This is definitely kind of a off topic from Beto endorsing Biden, but I mean, that's awful. Like, what is he doing? It's like all these people are just cementing themselves as being like the great architects of evil for no reason. Especially Beto, and he's like rather young, and he was kind of like trending in a good direction. Same thing with fucking Stacey Abrams hanging out with Bloomberg. It's super strange. Even Pete Buttigieg, like before this campaign, his father was a Marxist. He endorsed Medicare for all. I mean, he had a troublesome mayoral record, but that's something that you could turn around. You know what I mean? Like, get a national profile, run on good ideas, get a good cult following, turn your mayoral record around, and you have a future with like what's happening here. But all these people are doubling back to the politics of disaster, the politics that led to Donald Trump. And so it's just bizarre. It's disgusting, but it makes things very clear. So who knows? Who knows how this is going to play out in Texas? It could swing the needle, and it could steal Texas from Bernie. But at the same time, it's a real test of if the Bernie coalition does have the strength to actually withstand a full shellacking from the establishment of the party. So it's going to be very interesting. And the next 24 hours, it's 8:30 right now, so the next 24 hours, I keep saying this, but it's crunch time. It is crunch time. The next 24 hours are going to be the most nerve-wracking 24 hours that we've experienced in this campaign. And I survived the Iowa caucus. I proudly can say this. I survived the Iowa caucus. But Jesus Christ, this is full-blown disaster. The empire and the establishment are in full coalescence. And of course, you've got Elizabeth Warren. If at this point you are still falling for that, you need to fucking get real. Why hasn't she done this? Everyone else is doing it. Like, again, we have Bloomberg as well, who's an unknown quantity. He bought people that work for the Texas Democratic Party and the California Democratic Party. He bought them. They're on his payroll. The empire is in full meltdown mode. And we'll see if history lets someone turn it around. Or if history lets it be a slow burn. Either way, it's going to be interesting to watch. So, buckle up, 'cause it's go time.